let's talk about the Fabled products that were announced in that lorecast. So, first up is going to be the booster box and single packs. So, we have the booster box. Again, beautiful. You have your mascot stars from the set. You have Mickey and Minnie that's going to be inside that iconic card. And then you have your individual booster packs, which the art will contain Goofy and Max from Goofy Movie. We got Steamboat Willie, which I love Steamboat Willie so much. And then we got Cruella de Vil making their appearance on the booster pack as well. We do know that Powerline is coming, so we see Powerline and Max rather on the box as well. So white branding this time, very similar to Arcasia's Island aesthetic in a sense. But that being our individual booster packs and booster box. But
I think Powerline's on the individual packs with Max and Goofy as
yes,
well.
in the middle there, I see that now. Yep, it was kind of hidden
That
from
could
the picture I'm
potentially be a
looking at,
song.
but potentially could be. Yeah, so yeah, I feel bad about Powerline there because I saw Goofy Max, but the packet is
He
white, and then
blends
it's
in.
like he blends in a little bit. So sorry, Powerline, I missed you there. You're kind of hidden there for a moment, especially at the angle this picture is at. Um, so we know that those franchises are coming to Fable. Again, they talked about this literally hours before Range of Far release. But next up is going to be the Trove, which I don't think the contents of the Trove have been revealed yet. I don't think. Okay. So we have the box, but no content, no dice markers, what have you. I don't know if that's a intentional decision, if they got something planned, but I think it may just be they teased it. They wanted to tease it, what have you. So Trove, this generally includes you get the storage box, you get little ink dividers for organization, you get dice themed to the set, and then you also get a lore counter with 8 individual booster packs from the set. Also announced during the Lorecast, right before Range of Far. Sorry, it bothers me that much. But the individual single player decks, which we do have some news around reprints here as well, potentially. So taking a look at our not booster, but single player deck on the left, it looks like we have a Emerald Ruby single player deck featuring Powerline and Max. We can't see the exact abilities, but if you look on the right side of that box there on the left, you see that we have a Emerald Max and we have a red Powerline. And going CGI Mega Zoom and whatnot, it looks like that is going to be some sort of additional ability. And I think a lot of folks have looked at the pixels enough to come up with a very good hint that this is going to be potentially a Singer Ruby card, maybe. I have seen some speculation. Obviously, it looks like Floodborn, so probably a shift. But Powerline, being an art musician in the Goofy movie, could this be the first Ruby singer? How do we feel about the potential of Ruby getting singers? Because that's historically been an Amber trait.
Well, well, I don't know. I hate to bring up Fortisphere, but like all the stuff that they continue to say about why cards were banned and the reasonings that they gave in the past where cards were banned because they didn't fit that card's or that ink's morals, I guess, or their archetype or what they stood for. So now getting a singer in Ruby, that's not ever what Ruby has stood for. So I get it. It fits Powerline, but that doesn't necessarily mean Powerline had to be a Ruby card. And I hate to complain about that because I'm happy that we have Powerline and cool, make him a singer. And this goes back to the constant moving archetypes around type of thing or creating new archetypes or them adding new archetypes to the game to keep things fresh because now we'll see those ketchup mustard decks again, but we'll see ketchup mustard song decks.
Yeah. Again, it's speculation. We have no idea. But just kind of using context clues, it'd be kind of silly for Powerline not to have a singer effect. I don't know. We'll see. So Ruby Emerald single player deck. Next up, our other single player deck is going to be a Sapphire Amber single player deck featuring a new Mulan card in Sapphire. I don't think we have seen the full text of her ability yet. However, probably the biggest piece of news coming from this individual single player deck is take a look at who is slapped on the cover. Is going to be that Ariel. And many of you are probably going, wait a second, I remember that Ariel. So that is actually the Ariel Singing Mermaid from set 4. That was a Singer 7 card. And I think the community has taken this as a essential confirmation. And looking at the card there on the right side of the single player deck, from the text that we're able to see, it looks identical. Questing for 2, same art. So Ariel Singing Mermaid is being reprinted in Fabled. So add that to the small but growing lists of cards that are confirmed to be reprinted.
That Mulan, Preston, we actually have seen the full text of, because
Okay, yeah, we have.
because another one of the great things that they went ahead and did, which granted this one wasn't necessarily based around the Lorecast, is we also know that Mulan will have an Enchanted in set 9.
Forgot about the Enchanted. I kind of erased that from my memory. But
yeah, I mean, but she's kind of like one of the first ones that we have so far. It's crazy because we've never gotten Enchanted's announced this early before in any set. So not only are we getting product news, we're getting Enchanted's already as well, because what we already knew about the Honey Wizard, who will be an Enchanted next set. Okay, so now we have this Mulan, who is a Sapphire 5-cost inkable Mulan Considerate Diplomat. She is a 3/5 that quests for 2, and she has the ability in the top 4 cards of your deck, you may reveal a princess character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So that single player deck being Amber Sapphire brings me back to whenever me and you very first played each other. My first deck I ever ran was a Amber Sapphire Princess deck. So seeing that archetype is finally getting some love, that's really cool. And maybe we'll actually start to see princesses pop off.
Yeah, potentially.
But not only did they reveal that Enchanted, but they also gave us a sneak peek at another Enchanted that will be coming in set 9. We don't know the full text on this one, but they kind of like slid it out of one of these single player decks and announced that Lilo will be getting a Enchanted. We don't know her subtext or her subname. We just know that it will be a 3-cost inkable Lilo. The art is absolutely beautiful. She is in this astronaut outfit that reminds me a lot of the still Lilo that we got maybe in set 1. Yeah. So maybe we'll get a Floodborn version of that Lilo. That'd be cool. And in this art, you can see Stitch in the back on top of like a giant pillar in the background. So that's cool to see too.
So here's something I want to point out about this is technically the Enchanteds were previewed after Reign of Jafar release. Okay, I'll put down my pitchfork there. Like they let Reign of Jafar, but it was I forget what day it was, but it was very soon thereafter. I think we saw the Mulan as well. So again, still just like Dylan mentioned, it's still very early that we're getting these Enchanteds for this early for the very first time. Now that Jafar is out, I guess I'm okay going. Yep, go for it. You know, Wild West. It's fair game at this point. I'm okay with it, but still, I think a lot of it is just like Dylan mentioned, a combination of everything. Because we did have I believe in China and Japan, there were recent official sanctioned Ravensburger events where these were actually previewed and whatnot. So There is another element to this, which we don't have inside the show today, but they are doing promo packs in other regions and whatnot. We'll squeeze that into another episode and whatnot, but there is another version of this Enchanted Mulan, if you will. But again, it's not hitting the States and the North American market, so that's why we decided not to include it.
Yeah, I think it's a promo version over there because they're technically not on set 9 yet. So it's a promo of the set 9 Mulan, whereas for us it'll just be an Enchanted.
Okay, so it's like they're trying to catch the rest of the world. They're trying to give the rest of the world the things, but without putting them too far ahead on the timeline. Real briefly, because we're going to talk story, and we're going to have Lore Master Dylan is going to blow our minds out in a second. But with the with the remainder of the Fabled products, is we do have some new accessories per usual, and part of those accessories, I'm looking for the image on my side. There we go. So in that lore cast that again took place right before Rain of Jafar release, they did announce the playmats, deck boxes, and sleeves. So we now have 2 new playmats, going to be the Enchanted Mufasa, which, oh my goodness, what a card, and what a playmat. That is the Mufasa, Ruler of Pride Rock from Shimmering Skies, the Enchanted version. A card that to this day is still valued at over 220 US dollars, and was probably one of the most coveted arts from that set. If I were to predict, I think a lot of folks were very excited for that Mufasa card. But now in playmat version, and then we also have a additional card, a Cinderella playmat. This is the Bippity Boppity Boo standard card from Rise of the Floodborn. If we think back to, again, not to go a Disney history here, but Walt's favorite piece of animation was Cinderella's dress and whatnot, animating the dress and whatnot. On the Disney Wish cruise ship, there's a reason why the big chandelier in the atrium is reminiscent of Cinderella's dress. It was Walt's favorite piece of animation, and I think this is going to be a beautiful playmat for a lot of collectors out there. Lastly, we do have the Mulan standard version that we saw from Fabled getting sleeves and deck box. And we have Goofy, Max, and Powerline getting sleeves and a deck box as well. So those are your accessories that are going to be available with the release of Fabled on pre-release beginning August 29th. It feels like it's closer than what it is because it is. It's going to be here before we know it. Beautiful. I'm not a playmat person, but I will say the Mufasa looks pretty cool. One final thing.
The Cinderella's cool. Sorry, the Cinderella's cool because typically that's an emerald card. But yes. I think in this format, or the addition of this during the set, is if you go back to that princess archetype, if they're really building it around Amber Sapphire, it really kind of takes all of the emerald hues for the most part out of the playmat. So it'll just look really good with a princess deck.
Oh yeah, contrasting with that blue with the sleeves and whatnot, I think would be really fun to see play out. So no, princesses. Maybe we've had racers built on, we've had puppies built on. Princesses. Will Fable be the time of princesses? Hard to tell. Lastly, again, with the new products coming out, is we do have a Fabled gift set. So this is actually different from the Fabled Collector Kickstart kit that has the Brave Little Tailor, but we will have a Elsa gift set that is actually going to be available with Fabled. So this is very similar to that Lilo gift set that we had last set in Arcasia's Island, where you will receive a alternate art Elsa the Fifth Spirit, which is going to be printed on the deck box itself and also the promo card itself. Usually shines with some good glitter. You get some card dividers. And then it looks like you are going to also receive 5 random packs. Now, I don't recall the exact sets that these packs are being derived from. That I hate to put Dylan on the spot, but do we recall which of the 5, or do we know yet?
That's the thing, is people asked because a lot of the stuff with the Lilo gift set, something we brought up in the past, is like, hey, you're giving us all these
Rotate it
sets
out.
that are getting ready to be rotated out. So people were quick to ask whenever this was announced, what packs are they? And Greg was very, very adamant. Mr. Tito, I give him all due respect there, of not really answering. He kind of kept repeating and saying that they would be random packs, random previously released packs. That does not mean that it'll be from sets 5 moving forward. He did not specifically say that there is a chance that you could receive packs from the first chapter or Rise of the Floodborn or anything like that. My best guess, if I was to be a betting person, was it probably will be from set 5 and forward, unless they
I
still
would
have
hope.
overstock. Yeah, unless they still have
I
overstock and stuff of that they need to get rid of Inklands or whatever else, which we know how
more
much they have of
England
it. So
products. Yeah. I hope it is going to be in legal sets. If they include sets that have been rotated out, then we talked about this in the last episode, where clearly those booster bundles and the Lilo gift set was just to move old product that's about to be rotated out. So fingers crossed, and I hope it will be from sets legal and fabled and onward. So I'm
the big
optimistic.
thing with the big thing with this one is to note that it isn't releasing directly out like alongside of Fabled
Yes.
for whatever reason. It's not the exact date the Fable comes out, but later on, I believe in October is when this
Yeah.
will release.
Yeah. So we'll see that on shelves. I'll pick it up. Also, the Fifth Spirit's probably my favorite Amethyst cards in Blur Pool, so it'll be a nice little addition to the collection and whatnot.
So we got Amber and we got Amethyst. So if we're going down like the
Mhm.
ink progression, and if we get another one of these sets, what's our next ink color that we hit? Is it Emerald?
I could see them probably hitting Emerald or Ruby, if I'm guessing. They've hit
Well,
two
there's a
very
direct
popular.
order that the cards go in.
Oh, that's right. There is.
Yeah. Is it Amber, Amethyst, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, Still?
You know what? I'm gonna Google their website real quick because I know they have inks in their attribute. It goes
I think,
Amber, Amethyst, Emerald.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's amber, purple, green, red, blue, and steel.
Actually, it's in
Yeah.
alphabetical
So
order.
Yeah, it's in alphabetical
oh,
order.
really? It's so sick. So, seeing that the first one was an Amber Lilo, and now we have the Amethyst Elsa Fifth Spirit. Again, if I was a betting man, I would say that the gift set to come out after this will most likely be a Emerald set.
Yeah. So find that with your other fabled products as we get into the holiday season and whatnot. Not to send us down another spiral, but it seemed like the enchanted pull rates in those gift boxes were pretty high too, because we pulled a piglet, enchanted piglet out of Lilo.